开始吧。
Okay, hi everyone. Today we'll be presenting on the topic of audiovisual dubbing, specifically focusing on a scene in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, where Zhuge Liang kills Minister Wang with words, and our presentation will be structured as follows. Firstly, we will provide an introduction to the topic, giving some background on the novel and the television series adaptation, as well as explaining why we choose this particular scene to dub. Next, we will discuss the concept of audiovisual dubbing and explain how it differs from other forms of translation. We will also provide some research findings on the topic of audiovisual dubbing, including some rules and guidelines involved in the process of dubbing. And following this, we will present our translated dialogue for the scene, which we have carefully crafted to fit the lip movement and the tone of the original scene. We will explain our translation choices and how they contribute to conveying the meaning and intent of the original dialogue. And finally, after analyzing our translation in action, discussing how well our translation fits with the audio and the visual element of the original content, and how it contributes to the overall impact of the scene. We will screen our dub video for the screen. So, this 1994 Chinese television series, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, is based on the classical 14th century novel of the same title by Luo Guanzhong. This series follows the historical events and political struggles of the Three Kingdoms period in ancient China. And there are 84 episodes. This series is an epic tale of war, strategy, loyalty, and betrayal. And the cast of characters is vast and varied, including some of the most iconic figures in Chinese history, such as Liu Bei, Cao Cao, and Sun Quan. The series is known for its attention to historical accuracy and stunning cinematography. It has been widely praised for its portrayal of the complex relationship between the characters, as well as its depiction of the political and military tactics used during the Three Kingdoms period. And the scene that we chose to dub is from episode 69 of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and it featured the character Zhuge Liang, one of the most renowned strategists of the Three Kingdoms period. And in this scene, Zhuge Liang is faced with a difficult task. Minister Wang, a high-ranking official of the Wei Kingdom, tries to convince him to defect to Wei. Rather than resorting to force or intimidation, Zhuge Liang uses his wits and intellect to outsmart Fong in a battle of words. So let's have a look at the first few minutes of the scene.
幸相会。公既知天命，识时务，为何要兴无名之师，犯我疆界？我奉诏讨贼，何谓之无名？天数有变，神气更异，而归有德之人，此乃自然之理。毛匪篡汉，大战中原，何称有德之人？自桓帝灵帝以来，黄金猖獗，天下纷争，社稷雷猛之威，生灵有倒悬之心。我太祖武皇帝扫清六合，席卷八荒，万姓倾心，四方养德。此非以权势取之，实乃天命所归也。我世祖文皇帝，神文圣武，继承大统，应天和人，发尧善顺，处中国，以之万方，这岂非天心人意乎？京中运大财，保大气，自必管仲乐毅，何乃强要逆天理，背人情而行事？岂不闻古人云：顺天者昌，逆天者亡。今我大魏代甲百万，良将千员，两尔等蒲草之荧光，如何比得上天空之皓月？你若倒戈卸甲，以礼来降，仍不失封侯之位，国安民乐，岂不美哉？
So this scene is a prime example of the power of language and persuasion, and it highlights the intelligence and cunning of Zhuge Liang as a strategist, and it also showcases the importance of diplomacy and negotiation in the Three Kingdoms period, and it gives us a glimpse into the political intrigue and complexity of the time. So overall, we believe that this scene is an excellent choice for our living project, that it challenges us to convey the nuances and subtleties of the dialogue, while also bringing the characters to life through our voice acting. We hope that we will enjoy our dark version of this iconic scene from Moments of the Three Kingdoms. So moving on to our research finding, just some basic information, definition. So audio-visual translation is a type of translation that deals with the conversion of audio-visual content from one language to another. This includes the translation of spoken language in movies, TV shows, and documentary and video games, as well as the translation of on-screen text such as subtitles and captions. And AVP also involves adapting content to suit cultural and linguistic differences such as slang or idiomatic expression. And the goal of AVP is to convey the same meaning and messages as the original content while ensuring that the translated version is culturally and linguistically appropriate for the target audience. This type of translation requires not only linguistic knowledge, but also an understanding of the cultural context and the ability to work with different media formats. And translation, and AVP is defined by certain unique characteristics such as speech and changing register. Speech refers to the ability to accurately portray natural and spontaneous dialogue in translation. This can be challenging as what is logical to one person in particular context may differ, may seem weird, may not make sense to another. Then it is the translator's job to transfer written language onto the screen without adding strange expression or making the dialogue seem unnatural. And on the other hand, changing register is another characteristic of ABT, which means that there's a wide variety of registers to work with, from children's programs to horror movies to nature documentaries. Despite this challenge, ABT provides an opportunity for translators to expand their cultural and general knowledge on a daily basis. So dubbing in particular refers to the process of replacing the original track of a film or TV show with a new audio track that has been recorded in a different language. Unlike other forms of translation, audiovisual dubbing involves not just translating the dialogue, but also synchronizing the new audio track with on-screen action and the movement of characters. Dubbing is different from other forms of translation because it requires lots of technical skill and precision. The new audio track must be timed perfectly to match the movement of the characters' lips, so that it looks as though the characters are actually speaking the new language. This requires careful attention to detail and an understanding of the nuances of both languages. And another important aspect of dubbing is voice acting. The new audio track must not only convey the meaning of the dialogue, but also capture the tone, emotion, and personality of the characters. And this requires skilled voice actors who can bring the characters to life and make them feel authentic and believable. And besides dubbing, we also have to do some tiling for dubbed version. So just some basic information of the two. So within ABT, the two most popular areas are the dubbing and subtitling, where the use of one or the other depends on the different markets. Both have their pros and cons from the point of view of the translator as the target audience. From the perspective of a translator, dubbing allows the continuity of the film and the reflection of puns and dialectical elements, but it can be difficult to coordinate with the active slip movement. And subtitling, on the other hand, has limitations in the number of words that can be used at the time they appear on the screen, which can cause the viewers to focus on the text rather than the visual content. It is important to use qualified and specialized professionals in the audiovisual field to ensure that the message is transmitted as faithfully as possible. So overall, audiovisual dubbing is a complex and challenging process that requires a lot of skill and attention to detail, but when done well, it can help make foreign films and TV shows accessible to audience all over the world and bring new perspective and cultural insight to viewers. So now Austin will talk more about dubbing and process of dubbing. the right side is the professional steps of how the dubbing was produced. Because the TV channel or distributor decide to translate for which audio text, and then they will call for the dubbing studio, and then dubbing studio will find a translator to produce a rough translation. And after making the translation more complete, the dubbing actors will read this synchronized and make it more natural. Then the dubbed track will be sent to the film. So based on this, we follow the steps to make sure what we do for the process of the dubbing. So first we decide the TV series Rulers of the Kingdoms, and then we produce a rough translation, and then we read aloud again and again to make it natural. After polished it, we made the final translation, which is synchronized with the screen. So the last step is the dub. This is the final translation we made in these Excel sheets. During the translation, we find there are three main challenges of our translation. The first one is how to translate the culture-specific items. Usually these items will contain much cultural background, and some of them cannot be just straightforwardly translated or paraphrased. And then is text reduction. Since the length of the translation should be controlled in a short range, so we spend much time on reducing the text we translated in the first draft. And the third one is synchronization. That needs us to read again and again and try to stimulate with the screen's actors' thoughts to make sure when they shut up and we shut up as well. Here comes the first challenge: culture-specific items. Here let's see, 奉绕讨贼，曹贼犯汉，无耻老贼。Here, how to translate the word "贼"? Actually, the reference we can refer to is official titles made by CCTV. They use the word "rebel," but after checking the meaning of rebel, and also we memorized that in our course, our professor has mentioned that the word "rebel" sometimes to some extent it may contain the meaning that encourages people to break the rules. So we don't think here we should use "rebel" the word. So we use another word "traitor" to replace all the calling of "贼." And so here is our translated text: destroy traitors, a traitor to Han, and a shameless traitor. And here is another culture-specific items, the word 天. On the left side, we can see how there are many 天 in subtext. 公祭知天命，天命应天和人，天心人意，逆天理，天地不容，天意，天数. Actually, if you translate it one by one, and there will be many different translations about this word. Actually, we make it all the 天 translated as given. Actually, the mandate of given, but the mandate of will be involved in later. So we use given to translate it, and you can see those translations will be like mandate of given, will of given, desire of given, human will. So when audience know that human can again and again appear, so they can know that the will of given or human will point to the God. Yeah. So the word given here used can avoid ambiguity on this translation and provide our context background information for the audience. And thirdly, the divine right of kings, which can be can be regarded as a domestication of the heathen. Based on their cultural background, they will know the heathen meaning easily. Here, 法尧善顺，自比管仲乐毅. Here, there are many Chinese history people's names were mentioned. We don't read it in our translation. We think in dubbing, if you translate it as Yao, Shun, Guan, and Yue, it won't make sense since most foreigners don't even know who they are. So here we just use ancient Greek kings and wise ministers and generals to raise the name of them. For the next two, 我太祖武皇帝 or 世祖文皇帝. Here we use my lord Cao Cao and his son Emperor Wen because we think Emperor Wu and Emperor Wen just when audience see, they just know it's about emperor. But if we use Cao Cao and his son, they will know the relationship between Emperor Wu and Emperor Wen. Now text reduction. Actually, we use two strategies here. Maintain the same meaning but make the sentence shorter and omit redundant information that is contextually inferred or incidental to the narrative. First one, 曹贼犯汉，霸占中原. Here we translate as 曹操, a traitor to Han, usurped the throne. We didn't translate 霸占中原. Actually, 中原 is a geographical meaning, which means the central area of China. Here, we think since we cannot provide a map on the screen, so it is not necessary to translate the geographic meaning. And 除中国以至万邦, just as I say, 中国 here it means 中原, so we don't translate it. Just show the audience meaning, united the country. And 精工运大才抱大气, we translate as you are a talented genius. Here, 运大才抱大气, both of the two sentences is a compliment to Zhuge Liang. So we just use a talented genius, use one sentence to make the translation shorter. For the synchronization, actually it refers to that dubbing should be imitating the screen actor's mouth and body movements. So it can be, there are two strategies. Isochrony, making sure that duration of the translated exchanges is in tune with the duration of the original ones, and the utterance can be comfortably fitted between the moments, and so that actors open and shut their mouths. For the body movement synchrony, the translation goes hand in hand with the actor's movements and then contradict the image. Here comes the example. 天赋有变，神气更易. Here actually we ignore the translation of 天赋有变, which should be the mandate of kingdom was changed, because 神气更易 just means the sacred instruments of power have changed hands. This sentence has shown the same meaning of the mandate of kingdom was changed. And 你若老哥卸甲，比例来讲 if you throw aside your weapon and armor and dutifully use, we defeated weapon end because if we keep the weapon end here, we cannot follow the pace of actor's mouth. 黄金之后, after the illustrious uprising, some crows like them, and here we delete other two names and revoke it one after another. It's also the same reason as the second. If we here still keep the two names, we cannot make our translation. We having follow the actor's mouth. And here, 昭烈皇帝于西川继承大统. The late emperor 昭烈 continued the line in Shu. Actually, we firstly use the word legitimacy to here, not line, because we use and legitimate here to the throne in the previous text. However, if we use this word Also, we cannot control the time that we shut down our mouth. So we use another word line to replace this word. For the synchronization here, the first sentence is, sort of you would focus on mobile discourse by coming here with their presence. When he speaks out the word, he can point it to the army. So we use there, not army, with this sentence. And that one I have a word to say, all the army may hear. Actually, our first draft, draft translation is, soldiers, generals, please carefully listen to what I'm going to talk. But in this sentence, Zhuge Liang points to the armies and leaders. So we have to keep the army at the second sentence. So the translation becomes, I have a word to say, all the army may hear. And here we are going to share our dubbing video.